and sustainable operations through structured analysis and effective stakeholder engagement. She is currently contributing to enterprise-wide projects that integrate security, continuity, and performance. Christiana is committed to continuous improvement and excellence in delivery. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, please let's make welcome our third trainer for today who will be handling the business analysis class. Thank you, Christiana, for joining us. Please, you can take it off from here.
Thank you very much, Mercy. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be with us this afternoon once again. Like Mercy said, this is not the first time, and then we'll be here together some other time as well. Mercy, can you permit me to share my screen, please?
All right, Damola, please permit her to share her screen. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I believe that I have access to do that now. All right. Please let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right. Yes, so once again on business analysis, I believe that by now, business analysis is not a strange sector to us anymore. It's not a strange topic. We know one or two things about business analysis. We know what it is all about. What are your expectations as your business analyst? And then some of the things you need, some of the tools you need. Okay, so today we'll be talking about the business case. It's actually one of the tools we use as business analysts. What is it? What do we use it for? Why do we use it? All of this would be broken down into the nitty-gritty in this session. Why use a business case? What's the reason for a business case? And what is it? What does it even mean in the first place? All right. So we'll run through this as quickly as possible, and then we would entertain questions as well at the end of the session. So a business case is actually a formal document that is used to justify the reason for making a business change. It's a formal document used to justify why we are making a change in the business. So simply put, maybe we want to, projects are actually a way of making business changes. Projects, short-term projects, long-term projects are ways of introducing business change. And before you now undergo this type of projects now, a business case should justify why we are introducing this change. Is it just because, oh, we have so much money and we don't know what to use this money for? We don't know what to allocate the money for? Is that why we take on projects? I don't know if some of us have had at least one or two work experiences and then we've been put on top of projects. Projects are ways by which organizations try to make a change. In most cases, there is a way they were doing things before, but that project was introduced to alter some things. Either they're trying to expand something, they try to incorporate something, they try to make a change in something. And projects are usually that temporary, they're usually temporary in nature. Most projects are temporary in nature, they are time-based, time-bound. And they are the ways in which an organization introduces a change. So, but before you now say we want to start this project, what is the justification behind that? All right. So this business case is now that formal document that is drafted to justify why we are introducing this change, why we want to expand, why we want to adopt this methodology, why we want to adopt or maybe develop a new solution, why we want to, streamline our processes. A business case is that formal document that is used to justify why we are making this business change. So it explains the problems, the opportunity that we would be getting from undergoing this project or introducing this change. It explains the problems and the opportunities attached. And then it also explores alternative options. And then it helps you to make your informed decision. It helps you to make your wise decisions with data backing, something like that. So it presents the reason for initiating a project or task. It presents the reason and the initiative behind introducing this project or task. Why are we doing it? The mindset behind why we are bringing it on board. Is it just because the CEO likes the idea or something? So it will give you a detailed or logical explanation for why we are taking on this project or task. So yeah, it covers different aspects. We have the context, the options, the cost, the benefits, the risks, and the feasibility. We're trying to understand the context. So we're saying that the business case includes all of the following, like the context, the options, the costs, the benefits, the risks involved, and the feasibility. When we talk about the context, we are talking about the circumstances behind or the idea behind it. We're talking about the idea behind it and what are the alternative options. If you're not going for Microsoft, should we consider Google option? Like, what are the other things? And then we now want to see the cost. Is it cost effective? Is it going to be cost effective? Does it fit our own finance budget as an organization? Maybe we are not such a big organization at the moment, and then you are looking at the costs because it's unwise for you to embark on a journey that cannot be fully funded based on where you are as an organization. So you are considering the context, the alternative options you have, the costs, the benefits. What do I stand to gain? What do we gain as a company? Does it fit into our objectives, our organizational objectives, our goals? Does it help us achieve our vision and mission as an organization? What are the benefits? Does it help us? Then what are the risks involved? Believe it or not, any change that is being introduced comes with some level of risks, and you must prepare for these risks. You must find ways to plan for these risks. So any change that you try to introduce would always come with some level of risk, which you must effectively plan for. And in planning for them, you're identifying them, and then you're also trying to mitigate them. You identify the likely risks that will be involved and find ways of mitigating those risks so that it doesn't end up poorly. So that you don't regret embarking on that business change. The business change was supposed to be an opportunity to improve your business. But then if you did not plan adequately for the risks involved, then don't be surprised if the risks get better. So you should identify the risks and also find ways of mitigating them as well. The feasibility talks about how achievable it is. How achievable is it? How possible is it for it to be done successfully, given different circumstances? So it's a persuasive, evidence-based story for the management to decide if we should go ahead to invest in this. It comes with a lot of financial implications. You are also investing your resources, your human resources as well. You're committing your time to it. You're committing financial resources. You're committing your human resources to it. So is it worth it? Should we invest in this? Is this good business or bad business? So an example of, such is maybe you're proposing to implement a customer feedback system to improve your service. Some other people could say, well, we could always have it the way we've always had it. No need to improve anything because we don't want to take on the risks. But then we know that there is always room for improvement. And that's why changes are usually introduced in forms of projects. So if you are proposing to implement a customer feedback system to improve your service as an organization, you don't jump on it right away. You also consider all of these things. Consider these factors, these 6 factors that were mentioned there: the context, the options, the cost, the benefit, the risk, and the feasibility. And all of this will be documented in our business case. So yeah, this illustration just shows the breakdown. We are starting from the feasibility study. We want to see from, if you plan well, the probability of you being successful is high. So you start with the feasibility study. How are we sure we're going to achieve this? But how are we sure we're going to be successful in this? So you start with the feasibility study, and then it flows into requirement analysis and specification. You gather your requirements. You gather your requirements, you analyze them, and you gather all the requirement specification, you analyze them and see how achievable it is. And so you, in this case, the feasibility study is like the initial business case before major resources are committed. So while you are doing this, you've not even committed any resources, you are just trying to see the possibility of it being successful. You want to look into it and see how, it's possible for you to be successful at this. And then from the requirement analysis and specification, it flows into the solution design. This is how you now start designing. Maybe you start making your wireframe or your prototyping. Oh, this is what it should look like. This is what the solution we want to do or would look like. And it can come in, as a chart. It could come as a pictorial, just a pictorial look of what it's supposed to look like, what the flow should be like. So that's solution design. So at this point, the business case is confirmed after the detailed requirement. Oh, we're trying to build an application that would help customers perform this. And then you come up with a solution design. Oh, this is what it should look like. These are the features they should have. When I press enter, it should move me to the next page. If I do not input my date of birth, it should not allow me proceed to the next page. So that's the solution design. And from there, it flows into our solution development and implementation. So at this point, the business case is already confirmed once the development costs have been estimated. And from there, we move into the operation of new processes and systems. And then here, you also want to confirm that the benefits realization is achievable as well. So that's just a simple pictorial or illustrative design of what's how the business case comes about. Okay. All right. Now, why a business case? What's the purpose of a business case? What's the purpose of a business case? Why don't you just, just dive into it? We just want a new solution that would improve our customer process or customer service. Why don't you just try it? And then at the end of the project, we will know if it's going to be beneficial to us. It doesn't work that way. So the business case would have taken care of all of those uncertainties that could come. It would have highlighted the possibilities, the opportunities, the risks involved, everything, the benefits, and then the feasibility of it, the possibility of it being successful. So the business case clarifies business needs and justifies the investment. So you are working with the business needs of the organization. What are the business needs at this point in time? What are the business needs? How profitable is it to the business? How does it help them achieve their organizational goals? And then it justifies the amount of money that is being committed. Okay, so this 500,000 or this 3 million that we're going to invest in this is going to be worth it. It's going to help us in the following ways. So it justifies the investment you're making.
Hello?
All
Please, your
right.
slides are not moving. Please, your slides are not moving.
Okay, so what can you see on my screen right now?
Okay, you are still on the very first page.
Okay, let me start reshare again. I don't know why that is. Okay, what do you see now?
Okay, purpose of a business case.
All right. So, yes. So it clarifies the business needs and justifies the investment. It also compares different options and their outcomes. It also compares different options. What are the alternatives? If we don't go about it this way, then maybe we try this method, and then these are also the likely outcomes. And then we can now tell which one we want to make. And that leads us to the next point. It assists decision makers in choosing the best path after you've compared different options. And you've also seen the possible outcomes. So it helps you make a wise decision, an informed decision, because you've done a sort of analysis of the likely outcomes. So now, an example of that is that we are choosing between developing a custom software or purchasing an off-the-shelf CRM system. So what this means is that as an organization, should we build our own CRM system? Should we build it that is customized for us, for just our organization? Should we build it? What's the cost? How much is it going to cost us, the developers? We're going to buy, we're going to have to buy maybe space on the cloud. What does it cost to, get all the things that we need to build this software ourselves? As against, let's just buy a third party off the shelf CRM system. So you want to consider the cost, and then aside the costs, what are the benefits? What are the benefits of developing our own custom that is suited for us alone? Remember that if you're buying off the shelf CRM and off the shelf CRM system, you have to do some customizations for it to suit your own processes, for it to suit your own organization. You have to modify it. But if you are building a custom-made one for yourself, of course, you are the primary users. So it's tailored to fit your own organization. But if you are buying off the shelf, what are the benefits? What's the cost implication? What are the risks involved? So this is where the business case comes into play, and then it just helps you make an informed decision. Okay, can you see my next slide now? When to create it? I hope it's moving now.
Yes, it's moving.
Okay, thank you. So when to create it? At what point do we create? Do we create it at the end of the project, or do we create it at the beginning, or do we create it in the middle of the project? Well, it is usually prepared after a feasibility study and before investing large resources. Very important. It defeats the purpose if you've already invested a large resource, and then by the time you craft your business case, you draft it out, and then you realize that it's not really worth it. It's not really worth it. So is after you've done your feasibility study. Your feasibility study is the first thing. You are trying to analyze and see how successful, the possibility of it being a success. Simply put, you're trying to see how achievable it's going to be. So that one, you have not committed any resources to it. Everything is still on paper. Yeah, it's still brainstorming on paper. It's still doing some market research, blah, blah, blah. But at that moment, you have not yet invested any resources into it. So in agile projects, it can be incremental due to ongoing changes in scope. So, well, if you know much about agile methodology for projects or in software development lifecycle or something like that, you know that projects are done in an incremental basis, in a phase like basis. You don't the whole development is not done at once. You break it into different phases, and for that phase, changes can be made. So in agile projects, it can be incremental due to ongoing changes in scope. Project, the business case.
Hello, Christiana. Please, can anyone still hear her? All right.
No,
Thank you
no,
very
we can't hear. We can't hear.
Okay. Okay, let's try to get her back. I think it's network.
Okay, I think I got kicked off. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, you are audible now.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So I was saying,
Hey.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, okay. So an example is after your market research, it shows that there is a potential demand for a new product. Like I was saying, the feasibility study, you have not yet invested your resources. You are just, doing your kind of research to see how well it's going to do, how successful it's going to. So maybe after you've done your market research, you see that there is a possibility that you have potential demand for a new product. Maybe you've seen that, well, you don't have so many people that are supplying or making that kind of providing that service or that kind of product, and then you are seeing the potential need for that product. So that's about the time to create your business case after your visibility study and before investing your resources into it. So for the feasibility, we have different aspects of it. We have the business side of it, the technical and the financial parts of the feasibility. So for the business part, you are considering and you are determining if it's going to be a strategic fit. So it's not enough that the business change they are introducing is a great idea. It might do well in another organization, it might do well in another country, it might do well in another economic background, but it might not do well in yours. And that's what the feasibility tries to take care of. So for the business, is it a strategic fit for our organization? What are the market conditions? Is there a ban on the production of this kind of product? Is there a ban based on our regulatory requirements in this nation or in this part of the world? So what are the market conditions? Is it something that people are open to? Is there a demand for it? What are the market conditions? The timeliness, the enterprise architecture, is it an organizational fit, a cultural fit? Is it within competencies? What are the legality and the regulators? For the technical aspect of it, what's the availability, the reliability, maintainability, performance, security, scalability, technical skills, compatibility, and is it proven? So you want to know if you have people that have the expertise to handle all of this. Okay, you are wondering if you want to build it in-house. You look at the technical side. Do we have enough resources? Or do we have to contract it out? Do we have the space to accommodate? Do we have a server that we can host our application on? Or do we want to use any of these other cloud providers? Do we have the resources to support it? Can we maintain it? All of these things. Can we upgrade it? So what if the developers that built it, what if they leave? How do we maintain it? is it secure enough? What if we now develop this application and then it has vulnerability issues, and then we see people hacking into our system? So what are the security issues? What are the technical skills? All of these things must be considered in our feasibility. Because if you are getting a third party or you're getting it from off the shelf, some of these things are already taken care of by the third party. Even though it's not customized for you now, it's not custom fit for you now, but then many of these things is their own problem to worry about, where they're hosting it on, the technical expertise behind it, the security aspect of it. Most of these things are already transferred to the people, to the third-party providers, the off-shelf providers where you're going to get it from. So you want to consider all of these things in your feasibility studies. So is it worth it now? It might be, I don't know, it might be cheaper, but then it's not customized. All of these things must be considered. For the financial part, is it within budget? Do we have funds available for it? Can it be borrowed? Is there an acceptable ROI for it? Is there acceptable cash flow? Is there fast enough payback? All of these are covered within our feasibility study. Now, the structure of a business case. The structure of a business case. So it's not cast in stone, but it should cover most of these areas. And this is a standard format that we expect you to have when generating or drafting your business case. It should come with an introduction. What is this about? What is the idea behind this? Why are you undertaking this? It should come with an executive summary, a 3-paragraph brief for decision makers. What's the current situation? What's the current situation? That's you defining the problem or the opportunity. That's the problem statement towards the current situation. What are the options considered? What are the options considered? And this covers multiple solutions, including the do nothing option. So this means that what if we don't do it? What if we don't undertake this project? So the options considered should explain the alternative, and it should also start with the what if we don't do anything? Well, the business will not improve. It will not also, we would also not expose it to risks. Because like I said, projects or business changes always come with risks. So what if you want to be on the safe side and then we do not want to incur any risk, but at the same time, you're also probably going to be limiting your business. That means there will be no room for expansion or improvements because you don't want to take on any risk. So you want to consider the options, and you always start with the do nothing option. And then the option recommendation, which is the best fit solution. Then the cost and benefits. What will it cost? What value will it bring? What do we stand to gain? The cost and benefits. Risks and the impact as well. What might likely go wrong? How will it affect operations? What are the challenges that we could face? What are the downsides? Then the feasibility assessment. Analyze how doable the solution is. The investment appraisal. Maybe you want to use your NPV, IRR, ROI to analyze the returns. And then the presentation style as well. You have to adapt the content and language to the audience. So who are you presenting it to? Ideally, you are presenting it to the business owners, but then you should understand your audience. Are they people that like details? Are they people that want a detailed explanation? Or are they people that just want you to just go straight to the point? Just give me the bullet points things. Or my audience, are they people that want a thorough, in-depth explanation? So this presentation style, you should adapt your content and tailor it to your audience. Know your audience and tailor it to your audience. So for the feasibility assessment, in carrying out our feasibility assessment, it is best to adapt our personal model to evaluate the feasibility. Evaluate the personal model to evaluate the feasibility. And for the person, it means the political, economic, social, cultural, technological, legal, environmental, political, economic, social, cultural, technological, and legal, and also the environmental. So you want to analyze all of these things. For the political, is it acceptable within the political context in our maybe in our country? Is it acceptable? Is it then economic? Is it affordable and financially sensible? Is it affordable and financially sensible? Sociocultural, does it fit the companies and society's culture? Does it fit the companies and the society's culture? Is it acceptable based on the country where we come from, based on the society that we live in? Because definitely what is acceptable in our society might not be acceptable in another maybe in another continent. So the visibility has to be done, carried out using this personal model. The technological, is it technically possible based on where we are currently as an organization? Is it possible technologically? Do we have the technical expertise, the technical know-how, or the technical resources in terms of maybe the applications or the things to support this idea we're trying to bring in? So is it technically possible? Legal, is it legally compliant? Are there ecological concerns? All right. So you can also use a force field analysis to weigh the supportive and the resisting forces. So an example of this is evaluating cloud migration feasibility in terms of the compliance, security, and cost. Evaluating cloud migration feasibility in terms of compliance, security, and cost. So we want to see if it is a better idea to host our applications on the cloud, or we want to use it or want to host it locally on a local server. So you want to think about the compliance, the security, the cost, and all those regulations. You want to actually think about them properly. All right. Sorry, let me reshare. I realized that my screen stopped sharing. Okay. So we are down to the cost benefit analysis. Cost benefit analysis. So you want to identify the possible costs and benefits. Then you categorize them. What are the likely costs and benefits that are attached? And then you want to categorize them under tangible and intangible. Either tangible or intangible. Then is it short term or long term? So most times it uses different metrics like our NPV, our IRR, our ROI, and then our payback period. So in calculating or identifying our costs and benefits, so we said we want to categorize them under the tangible or intangible, and also immediate or longer term. So all of this will help you prioritize them. Okay, can we discard this? Can we include this? So we have the tangible and immediate. Of course, you know that these ones are going to be on the higher scale of preference, top on your priority list. The intangible and longer term, yes, I mean they can follow. Intangible and immediate, well, but when you talk about your intangible and longer term, all of this, you're going to use metrics like your net present value, internal rate of return, return on investment, and your payback period. So example is calculating the ROI of automating invoice processing in terms of saving man hours and reducing errors. Okay. So let's look at business cases in agile projects. business cases in agile project. So agile approaches need lightweight, flexible business cases, because even agile methodology is flexible on its own. So also, whatever business case you are drafting in an agile environment, in an agile project, has to be flexible as well. And then it should be able to evolve with project scope. So as the project scope changes, it should also change to accommodate whatever changes are being encountered in the scope. Then it should be split into smaller incremental justifications instead
But
of the.
kindly change your slide. Kindly change your slide.
All right.
Your slide is not.
You should be able to see business cases in agile projects now.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Yes.
So your business case in an agile project is meant to be split into smaller and like a smaller incremental justification instead of one large business case. Like in the case of a traditional project methodology where or from the start of the project, you already have a detailed business case. While in an agile project, it has to be broken down into smaller incremental justifications so that as you progress, then we are going to be making changes. So the example is building a mobile app in phases. So each needs a mini case, a mini business case for funding. So as we are in the as whatever stage that we are in, we should be able to build a smaller business case for that particular stage. And then presentation of a business case. Know your audience. Know your audience. I've mentioned this before. Some people want a detailed explanation. Some are just okay with bullet point summaries. Okay, so what do you say we need? Don't bore me with all of this. Meanwhile, people say, okay, explain this thing that you wrote. Explain it. I want to understand before I commit my money. So you need to know your audience, know who you are working with, and then know what their expectations are from you. And it is also great to be visual as well. Be visual. You can use diagrams, use charts, use tables, use diagrams, use charts, use tables because they are eye-catching. And then it can also help you view tables and charts. They help you get a lot of things at a go, like just in one glance. And it also improves the understanding of whatever has been documented. So be visual, use diagrams, charts, and tables. Be structured as well. Be structured. Tell them what you tell them. Like now, you're introducing something to them at the beginning of this, oh, this is what I want to. We're talking about the presentation now. We're talking about the presentation. You've already drafted your business case, but now in presenting it in the presentation, let them know what they should expect. So tell them that, okay, this is what you'll be. I'll be walking you through. This is what I'll be explaining. I'll be telling you about the problem statement. I'll be telling you about the benefits. I'll be telling you about the risks. So tell them what you will tell them. Then tell them now the contents of the business case. Then at the end, also do like a summary or a recap to remind them of what you've told them. In that, remember that we are presenting the business case now to maybe our top management or our executives or our investors. So remind them what you've told them. Tell them what you tell them. Tell them, then remind them of what you've told them. Then be concise. Avoid long-winded documents. If it's too long, it's going to bore them out. They will lose their attention, might be divided, they might be distracted, they might, just lose interest. So an example is using a one-pager with charts for busy executives. Using a one-pager with charts for busy executives. You don't want to bore them. You don't want to waste their time. You don't want to make them lose interest. All right. So in summary, A business case is like pitching a business idea to investors. Your job is to show them it's worth their money and their time with all the risks clearly stated. So it's like pitching a business idea to investors, and it's your duty to show them that it's worth their time and their money. And then it also shows them that their money is safe. It's not the case where, well, sorry, something happened, blah, blah, blah. You should have foreseen these risks. You should have planned for this risk. You should have tried to mitigate them. So it makes them build a kind of trust in you. It makes them confident in your decision. When you identify the risks, you talk about it. So you are bringing the big elephant into the room. So it's not like something surprising comes up. So it's like pitching a business idea to your investors, and you are showing them that it's worth their money and their time. Because tell me why I want to put my money into something that might not even, be a good idea. Tell me, you need to convince them. And it's not just see your mouth, you need to show them evidence, based on all the things that would be included in your business case. And then it should be worth their money and their time and all the risks that have been identified. Okay, so that's about all on my slide. All right, but then let me see if I can just project just a very simple business case that I drafted for a small business, for a small fruit drink product, expansion of a fruit drink product line. So let me share that now, and then we will entertain questions, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, just a moment. Yeah. All right. Let me know if you can if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Please, I need can you see my screen? Can anyone confirm if they can see my screen?
It's
Okay.
loading.
It's still
It's
loading.
loading.
Okay.
I can see
Nothing
executive
has been
summary.
displayed yet.
Okay, business case expansion of
Okay.
food drinks product line.
All right, thank you very much. So this is what I wanted to show: expansion of a fruit drink product line. And then we can see this is a draft. Like I mentioned earlier, there are some important aspects that should be featured in your business case. Some important aspects, it's not cast in stone, but then obviously you should have an introduction. You should be able to you should have your your problem statement, the reasons for that going into, what are the options. All right. So now the executive summary proposes the expansion of our fruit drink product line to include a tropical blend targeted at health-conscious consumers in Lagos, Nigeria. So, this is for the top management. Then the problem statement is that current product offerings are limited and have seen plateauing sales. Market research indicates a growing demand for unique healthier drink options. Remember that a feasibility study must have been done. Market research must have been done. You must have known the people's needs. People's needs of people are always changing. So you must have also done your market research, and then it will help you make or create your problem statement. And what are the objectives? You want to launch a new tropical fruit drink within 3 months. You want to achieve a 15% increase in total sales within the first 6 months. You want to improve brand perception. What are the options? First of all, do nothing. If you don't do anything, you're not going to be making or sacrificing any additional cost. But then obviously there will be no growth, and there's also no brand development. Also, introduce a seasonal variant, medium cost, lower risk, limited reach. But then the option 3 that we are we are trying to recommend or embark on. We are launching a full new product line. And then what are the benefits? We have the higher upfront investment, but larger growth potential and better customer engagement. And then what's the proposed solution? Blah, 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 the cost and benefits, estimated costs, how much will it cost us for the marketing, for the packaging, how much is it going to cost us? Then what are the expected benefits? What are the expected benefits? This is the cost and benefits. Additional revenue of 3 million in the first 6 months, stronger customer loyalty and brand positioning, entry into health beverage niche with growth potential. And then what are the risks? Well, it may not be well received, but then the mitigation or the plans we have to mitigate this is that we want to do a customer testing panel. We would create a customer testing panel. The production delays, how do you want to mitigate this? There's an advanced supplier coordination, budget overruns. Then we'll do a contingency fund of 100,000 in case the money is not enough. Then what's the implementation plan over 8 weeks? And this is what we'll be achieving in the 8 weeks. And then what's our conclusion and recommendation? We can tell you with facts now that there's a high possibility of a high return opportunity with relatively manageable risk. So we recommend proceeding with the new tropical flavor launch as a strategic growth initiative. So that's an example of what it looks like. So now back to us. So questions now. Questions.
All right,
Question.
someone's hand is up. Even you
Okay.
can ask your question. Damola, please unmute him to speak.
Or can you type?
Can you hear me? I'm actually typing questions from the session.
Okay, because you're not very audible as well. So
Am I audible now?
yeah,
Hello,
I mean, you can.
thank you very much. Thank you very much for the lecture. And my question is bordered on the business case. The moment you started introducing the course, one thing that came to my mind was project charter. So I asked a question that this business case, is it similar or different from project charter?
Oh, it's very different too. They are different entities. They are very
My second question. All right,
okay.
thank you, ma'am. My second question, brother, on your last example, I want to ask if it will be included on the slide that will be shared with us so that we can go through the last example you used to wrap up your lecture. This last example, will it be added to the slide?
I don't think so, but you can just make some research and just also see how you can develop a business case. In the what's it called? In the slides, there is an example of what your business case should detail. So use it to also develop yours as well. And you can also make some research online to see samples. You'll see lots of them on the internet.
All right, thank you.
All right. Okay, so to just also buttress that first question you asked, is there a difference between a business case? Yes, obviously. So like I mentioned, that the business case justifies the project's what? Like, why are we taking on this project? While the charter is to authorize a project and to provide high-level overview of its scope, objectives, and key stakeholders. So the project charter is just telling you in an high-level format, what is the scope, what are the objectives, and who are the key stakeholders. So that one is just for roles and responsibilities and for the planning. While the business case is talking about the benefits, the justification for taking on a project. So they are different, they are distinct. Okay? I don't know.
Okay, there is
Yes,
another.
thank you. I'm very clear. I'm very clear now. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, there is another question. I don't know if you have answered that already. From Gabriel. He says,
Okay.
suppose my organization wants to implement a new business process, such as using AI for process automation. How can I, as a business analyst with limited understanding of AI, effectively support the implementation?
Oh, that's where you'll be doing a lot of research. You're going to be doing a lot of research. You're going to go online and do a lot of research. There's no two way about it. You need to go and upskill. You would need to upskill AI for process automation. Obviously, you won't stay on that level. And you need to also be able to, you need to know how to make your research. You need to learn and then just broaden your understanding of this topic before you can actually be effective in using AI for process automation. You go online, you see lots of resources. You go online, you see lots of resources. You go on YouTube, go on Udemy, you see things that would help you. All right. There's no two way about it. You need to do the hard work. All right. Thank you. Is there any other question? Is there any other question? Richmond, I see you on the call. Do you have any other question? Okay. Okay, if there are no questions, I will hand over to Mercy. And thank everyone for being my guests today. And I hope it was indeed worth your time. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Christiana. Please, a round of applause to her. I believe she has answered your questions, and just like she said, hope you have gotten value for your time. Please, a resounding round of applause. Thank you, Olayinka. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for sticking up till now.